Kia ora e homa. My name is Neen. I call myself the Joy Ninja because I'm trying to create a sense of abundance with a very low income. To do this, I stuff and cash my variable and everyday expenses every week. $2.80. If you are new here, hi, feel free to subscribe. If you're returning, hello again. You will know that this is $30 less than I've been used to stuffing, and there's a reason for that. Basically, I lost some health funding, and so that's meant I've had to squeeze the budget basically to still keep up with our health appointments, which is a bummer, and I'm working on getting some more funding, but yeah, they only let me know over just after Christmas, like a couple of days after Christmas, so there wasn't much I could do while everyone was on holiday. Anyway, here we are. Let's have a look how I did last week. So I'm using my new little envelopes. I have got $10 in self-care. I started with 20. I think that's pretty amazing actually to have any money left over with a tiny budget. Petrol's gone, food's gone, and fun has also gone, but we did have some good fun with that. My daughter and I went into town. We both got vouchers for Christmas for different shops, so we did that, and then we went to like a coffee shop and got a slice, and yeah, no, it was good. So we'll start with our groceries. I'm going to give it 80, which is a tiny budget, but the kids are away with their dad for the next 2 weeks, and even though I've got to buy some stuff like cat food, bulk cat food, shampoo and conditioner, I really actually don't need that much food, maybe just some fresh veg. And me being me, like, I can live on the smell of an oily rag. It's the kids that are fussy, and I end up, buying more expensive foods than I would like to suit their taste buds. So $80 I think should be fine. Well, I say that. We'll see how we go. The regular 40 in petrol. And the fun envelope I am going to skip. And I'm going to leave that $10 in self-care for now. I ummed and ahed about whether to put it somewhere else this week. Couldn't make a decision, so it stays. So that's that. The next thing to do is daughter's allowance. She gets $14 a week. Now, I realise I am scraping the bottom of the barrel here, but that's okay. That is her 12, 13, 14. I'm going to swap it out in a minute. What I haven't done yet is showed you that I got a pretty decent amount of coinage left from last week. So that gets counted towards the end, and it goes into a savings challenge. So, on with the stuffing. Let's start here. This is my variable expenses binder. Oh, I just want to say, yeah, takeaways isn't getting anything. Allowance 14. Household isn't getting anything. Still got $20 in there. Yeah, still got 20, so I'm just going to sit on that. Pin money, I'm going to give myself 20. if I don't spend this at the end of the month, then I'll, you know, once I've made a decision. One idea was to put it through the rest of these envelopes because they're not getting stuffed much. There's beauty, clothes, giving. They're not really my top priority at the moment, but the other idea could be to put what's left over, instead of putting it through here, is to put it in my dental. Like my top priority is my dental and my cats fund. What would you do? I just feel like because these envelopes aren't getting anything at the moment, this could be a way to just give them a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. So beauty this week is just going to get $5. I did spend some of this. I mentioned a voucher. I got a voucher for the Body Shop and I topped that up with some cash out of here. So I've got 55 now. And I still got a massage voucher. I should use that this week while I don't have the kids, actually. I keep forgetting. Clothes. Again, I haven't been stuffing it much, but I am going to give it 10 this week. And giving, I'm skipping. But I think it's got like $15 or $20. Yeah, it's got 15 bucks in there. So I use that for charities and causes, but also a kid's birthday parties or buying a card for someone, something like that. Not for my immediate family. I've got a Christmas and birthdays binder for that. Now onto the pink one. So yeah, dentist is top priority. So that's getting $30 this week. So now it's got 50, 100, 110, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 2, 210, 215. This is building nicely. My health envelope, this is for vitamins and prescriptions, is going to get 10. So now it's got 20, 40, 60, 75. The kids fun, which is like that little square fun envelope I keep in my wallet, really. The kids fun isn't going to get stuffed this week. I will stuff it next week though, because we'll have a few days together before they have to go back to school. The cats, they're going to get 20. Rang the vet and found out that to get one of my cats fixed, she's just had kittens, but we don't want that happening again. It's going to cost $120, so I've actually managed to fund that. I've got 50, 100, 120, 130, 140. But beyond that, I've got an older cat that has some emerging health issues, let's just say. She's just getting old. So the car is just getting 5. I've been doing 5 a week, kind of not really focused on it, and it's amazing how quickly this has, well, it felt quick to just build up. It's got 20, 40, 60, 70, 85 now. Some cash stuffers have different envelopes for like maintenance and car washes and stuff like that. I've just tried to keep it simple for myself. But I do have these trackers there, just because, I don't know, my brain likes colouring in little spots. It makes me feel like I'm getting somewhere. So there's the pet fund and there's the car one, and I just wanted to show you that on the back I went and double checked when my rego is due, my Warren of Fitness, so I've got quite a few months to save for those things. And I also want to have $400 for the insurance excess just in case, and maintenance. I said $430 plus because all of that adds up to $1,000, which is what this tracker is worth. So that's how that works for me. But if you bought this or downloaded it from Buy Me a Coffee, there's links down below, you could make those icons worth anything you like. It's just an idea about how to kind of tackle this thing. Right, so that's my sinking funds binder. Now onto the savings challenges. I'm going to be able to finish one of my challenges today, which makes me feel really good. It's been quite hard to get any money left over to put in these. I've been averaging between $35, $45 a week, which is, I think that's actually quite amazing, but I have to spread it over quite a lot. So let's just put this guy aside. First one, I did mention Christmas and birthdays, so that's this envelope. I've designed a little tracker in there. Again, I sell that on my shop, and there's links in the description part if you want to go and suss that out. I've made this completely open, so you can set it up how you want to. I put a target on there of $720 that I want to save before Christmas. I've made it 40 weeks for a reason. I know a lot of, sorry, we'll get on with the stuffing, but just real quick. I know a lot of people make 52-week challenges for Christmas, but in my mind, I don't want to be Christmas shopping like in the week or weeks leading up to Christmas. I want this puppy done and dusted well in advance, because I want to pick up the specials and the Black Friday specials and stuff like that. So one way would be to have another envelope saving for Black Friday stuff, or I could, again, I'm just trying to keep it simple but at the same time keep it motivating. So to me, having a tracker where I can tick things off is awesome. Also, sort of having it all together lumped in gives me more flexibility. You'll see I have 2 lines of $10 and 2 lines of $20. That's because I know with my income the way it is at the moment and different things coming up like the dentist and whatnot, I'm not always going to be able to stuff, I think it was like $15 a week. To me that was like going to be a bit of a stretch to do that religiously. So I've given myself 2 options, and I hope that this works out well. I think I can do it. I saved $750 last week and I started in like April. Last year, and I started in April. Anyway, on with the stuffing. This guy is going to get 10 today, and it's already got 10, so that's $20 towards Christmas. Yep, happy with that. Kids savings is just going to get that $1, but I'm actually going to take all this shrapnel out. There's $2 there, and put in that. When it gets up to like a decent amount, like $10 or something, then I'll fill out my tracker, I'll update it. Change jar, this is where I put the notes every week. And again, you'll have to tune in next week, I think is the last cash stuffing of the month, and then I do my closeout, and I change all of that cash over into notes and I put it in another wee challenge. The Ninja Goals, that is getting a tenner. So nearly finished this guy. I've got 2 spots left. This one feels like it's taken ages, but I need to remind myself that I saved a fair whack towards the end of last year to fund my ongoing dentist bills, dentist issues. So the total would be 175, so I've probably got 165, 50, 70, 90, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 165. Well, that works out. Yay, I can math. And my tangi day, this is the one I'm going to finish today. I'm going to give it 15. And rather depressingly, it should have 200 in there, but it doesn't. And that's just because I bought some school uniform online. You know, if you're new here, in an ideal world, I would be saving for a camping trip, you know, overnight camping trip with the kids. But that was not to be. So I've ended up having to use it for back to school items. And I've already bought some out of it, but let's see what we've got left. We've got 50, 60, 70, 85, 90. Yeah, that works out. I paid 110 for some uniform, secondhand. So I'm going to put this aside. Actually, I think I'll stick it in there for now. And next week I'm going to start my Easter tracker. I'm just using the $50 one because, thinking about it, you just really buy a couple of packets of buns and I buy chocolate for the kids. Maybe we might have a slightly fancier dinner, like a roast, but I love Easter. It's just, it's not a particularly spendy celebration. And you also got to remember that the kids are off around that time as well. So an extra $50 in the weekly budget is going to be helpful, just in case the kids want to do something. Emergency savings isn't getting stuffed at the moment because I'm kind of funding my emergency savings in a different way. So instead of doing it that way, I'm trying to get myself 1 month ahead on bills. I'll come back and count that. You can laugh at me if I forget. I usually forget. So what I've done here is I've made myself a fancy tracker. It's card and then it's got this vellum over the top. I don't know if you can see. Let me see if I can hold it still. So the part behind has these lozenge shapes, and I intend on colouring them in to kind of show me how far along I am to funding each goal. So each element of my 1 month ahead is a envelope. I've got rent, variable expenses, which is food and petrol, utilities, power and whatnot, insurances, and subscriptions. I've got a lozenge, but I haven't put it on there. I'm umming and ahhing about whether that's important enough to save. I'll leave it till last. Anyway, let's put $10 in here because I'm saving for this super slowly. I'm not putting hundreds of bucks a week in it. I'm not going to bother filling out that tracker every week. I might just sort of do it once a month, see where we're at with it. Yeah, I am also, fingers crossed, doing a little sewing job for a friend and making a little bit of extra money, and I'm thinking that that would be a great way to boost this fund up. So there's that. All I have left is to count my change. So I have got $10.40 this week, which is certainly an improvement on the last couple of weeks. Really happy with that. And as I said, I've got 1 more month left. 1 more cash stuffing left, and then I'll do an end of the month tot up, and you get to see where I stash this wee challenge. But for now, it's just going in the jar. I want to say thanks very much for coming and hanging out with me. If you like this sort of content, feel free to subscribe. Hi to new subscribers. I'm really grateful that you've done so. Interact with the buttons. It really helps the YouTube algorithm get this kaupapa out there. And I think, you know, I was listening to the radio this morning, and they were talking about, you know, 4 tips to beat the worst recession ever and stuff, all doom and gloom. And I thought now is the time, if you've been sitting on the fence, to do your own research. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I am going to tell you that this has really changed my mindset and my abilities to manage money, and I feel so much more confident and so much less anxious about the state of my bank account and the flow-on effects for that, like just in my everyday life, of not being anxious about money, of feeling like I'm organized and in control. It's freaking awesome. So, you know, I recommend it. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Cool. Nice to see you. Kia ora.